welcome again to our third segment or part of Saipprem. Glad to be with you in your homes. And we're so excited to share with you once again what God is doing through Saipprem. Again, Saipprem stands for the South African Institute for Professional Pastors, Reverends and Ministers, and that really encompasses all the different offices: bishop, minister, dominee, evangelists, and so forth. And again, we're going to discuss some subjects as well. We're going to share the word. And remember, this is part 3, so we are really doing an informal discussion. With me again, Pastor Malcolm. He's the national treasurer for Saipprem. He's on the EXCO board, the executive board, and Pastor Pat, which is the national convener for Saipprem. Pastor Malcolm, will you just greet everybody?
Good morning, everybody, and ministers and pastors and viewers, and thank you, Dr. Swartz, for having me on the program.
Pastor Pat?
Goeiedag al ons predikers daar buite. Ons lekker om weer terug by u te wees op hierdie program. Ons kyk uit na goeie tyd saam met u.
And we're going to be sharing a couple of things with you. And so we're very excited. I think just to kind of recap on part 2 of this program. I'm sure you saw it last week. But just to recap, I'll begin with Pastor Malcolm. Some things we discussed about last week, Pastor Malcolm.
Yeah, with regards to the findings of the CRL, and how do we view this report? Because ministers were up in arms. There was a fear.
Yes.
And I think it's because
I think the fear is still there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And and there was the uncertainty. And I think we discussed also, Dr. Swartz. Everybody was shooting down the findings and the report of the CRL. We have concluded the fact that and agreed that the church must regulate itself.
Yeah.
And COPTA has now come to that conclusion that we must sort out our own house.
Okay.
But also we have said that the church is competent enough to do that.
Yeah.
And we have disagreed with that we can't be regulated. However, we also don't want to look past the fact that there were some real findings which the CRL came across.
Yeah.
And many, would shoot the lady, especially the lady, the president, or the chairman,
Toko.
the lady Toko.
Yeah.
And I think, like you said, Dr. Swartz last week, she did a great job in the team, and we need to build on that, because there's some real issues of men who crept in the name of a pastor, but the competency levels of these men it left a question in the ministry.
Yeah.
And hence the fact.
When you refer to competency, you're really talking about ministers are eating, doing funny stuff in the name of the gospel.
The snake eating, the grass eating, the petrol drinking, the doom, even taking widow's pension, and people education their bonds, stuff like that. And I agree with that. I'm sure many other ministers out there. That's not on. That's not the gospel.
Definitely not.
And however, we all paint with the same brush.
Yeah.
And with Saipprem traveling across the country, we begin to realize, but there's a bigger picture. There's true men of God, women of God out there doing the call of God. But unfortunately, these things don't get recorded or programmed and stuff. So we always see the negative. And hence the fact with this report, I believe God is bringing men and women together. The voice, the church is very strong on this one.
So we just to all of you, to the viewers, we are really recapping of last week.
Yeah.
Pastor Pat, you want to say something about last week, the questions we had last week?
Yes, Dr. Swartz. One of the questions that some of our ministers has asked that if they are part of a fraternal or an organization, they are independent. What is the process for them to become part of Saipprem? Can they become part of Saipprem?
Okay, so this is carry on with that process quickly, getting on part of Saipprem. Of course, any minister can become part of Saipprem. There is a qualification of the amount of years to be part. And of course, I would say that they need to visit the website. There's a pathway to the designation, and to the viewers that are listening, the designation is the MIN-SA, Minister South Africa, or S-MIN-SA, Senior Minister South Africa. So you can get it on the website. But of course, the process is threefold. The initial assessment, I think Pastor Malcolm, maybe we want to touch on that with the initial assessment, which is really your constitution, your compliance and so forth. All right? Then secondly, you will have your knowledge exam, your knowledge competency, and then you also have your practical, which will visit your site and see where you are, and fourthly, of course, your competency exam, which are there. And of course, ministers don't interfere, it's exam time now. But it's really just to give you some knowledge, know where you are, so that the designation has when you're qualified or you have the designation, that we know that you are competent enough.
On our traveling experience, many ministers were concerned that they don't have a formal theological qualification or training. And this is what the CRL recommended, that men should have some sort of a qualification, theological background. Now we know there are great men of God out there who's in the ministry for years. They've built churches. The fruit is there. The fruit is there. They've worked, but they don't have. Some of them don't have that. Okay. Dr. Swartz, just to ask you, how's Saipprem going to help these men?
Yeah, just to answer you, there is a process, especially those who don't have a qualification. It's called the RPL process. From where you are to where to join the pathway or the designation process of Saipprem. So the RPL process stands for Recognition of Prior Learning.
Okay.
And of course you have to have at least 6 years in ministry. But that does not mean that if you're not 6 years in ministry, you cannot join Saipprem. Okay. You can join Saipprem and will still help you to achieve your designation. Okay. So if you, but I will say this to Pastor Malcolm, a group came to us and said, but we got ministers that can read and write. And they are now in their years. And I would say if you are in your years, I would really recommend the minister to go and do some education, especially how to read the Bible. I mean, you cannot minister if you don't know how to read the Bible. That's number one. Number two, somebody said, well, we know people that can memorize the Bible. Well, they hear a verse once and they'll know the verse, which is powerful in itself. But for the minister in himself, in his competency level, to reach out, to extend his sphere of influence, to extend his scope of ministry, we do recommend from Saipprem that it does some sort of training to read the word. If you can become a geletterable to Afrikaans, if you can read from that, because of his years' experience, we don't expect him not to finish matric, but the RPL into our process, and that is where our 30-week program is involved.
With regards to RPL, Dr. Swartz, just to explain to the viewers, so you're saying the minister is prior experience with a letter from his church.
Yes, letter from his church.
And maybe some document, whatever documents he has.
Yeah.
And of course his experiences. This will help him to get to this, the NFQ 8. Do you want to explain something about the NFQ 8?
Yeah, the designation MIN-SA is being approved at the NQF 8 level, which is an honors degree, which is the highest in any professional body when it comes to the church. NQF 8, sorry. I said NQF 8, didn't I?
NQF 8.
NQF 7 is the degree, NQF 8, which is the honors degree.
Honors, yes.
Now, your question was that if the process, the prior learning. So, yes, we would expect the pastor, get a letter from his pastor. Number two, if he has finished any course, Bible training course, programming course, get a certificate from that course. If he's lost some papers, get a letter, get an affidavit, get it stamped by commission. There needs to be a trail, a line of what experience this minister has done. Yeah. If you look at a degree, when people do a social degree, a social working degree, or a community work degree, or a counseling degree, pastor counseling for many hours for years, and didn't take account of those hours. Absolutely. Yeah. Same with working in the community. They've fed the poor. They've done outreaches. Have a focus of what they've done. That's important. Focus, doing seminars, that in itself is leadership qualities. So those things are taken into RPL process. All your preaching. Some ministers, they've also written Bible school programs in the church themselves. But we need to see the content of the Bible school. We've got an RPL committee that will decide, and of course it will put you on the relevant 13 program, or will tell you, or will decide which program you need to do, what you need to acquire to get to the designation.
And all this will help to get you to your NQ
Absolutely.
F8 level.
The NQ F8 level.
I understand.
Yeah. Dr. Schwartz, there's a lot of ministers out there that has done several courses.
Yes.
Or whether it's a university from the United States or other university from another country as such.
Mm-hmm.
But we find that most of these courses are not SACO accredited.
Yes.
Will that be considered by Saipprem when we do the RPR or in the process?
Yes, it will be considered. It will be taken into account. Actually, that will be all part of your RPR process.
Mm.
So let me say this to you: the designation is at the NQF8 level, but of course, the designation will be at the NQF8 level. So there's two-way process of getting into it. Either academically plus your experience, or RPL plus your experience, but it doesn't mean you get a certificate at the NQF8 level, but the designation will be at NQF8 level. All right. So, but I also want to say we do have another part called SACO, South African Competency University, through which we run the courses, SACO accredited courses from NQF 5 up to 10. So ministers need not be afraid to study, and so that's a different wing of.
So the whole purpose, Dr. Swart, sorry to interject, the whole purpose is not to fail you.
Not failing.
It's not about failing, because I know, there's older men out there, or even the younger men, they're afraid of it. There must be no fear. It's not of failing you, it's to bring you up to competent.
Yeah. 1 Corinthians 3:9 in NIV version, that we may be competent ministers of the gospel.
Competent ministers.
Okay. So I want to share this with you, and I think we got time to share this with you. Ephesians chapter 4. We've been talking about the level of competency. Pastor Malcolm, Pastor Pat, this is all in the Bible.
Yeah.
So, and what people don't realize is that God has given the pastor, the evangelist, the teacher, the apostle, God has given them as men gifts to the church. They are gifts to the church. They are men, but they are gifts to the church. And these men, and most people don't see this, but there are 7 levels in Ephesians chapter 4 spoken that these men need to bring the body of the Christ to. Now, I'm going to show you the 7 levels in a minute.
You need to share with us.
Definitely.
But I'm saying this to you: how can a minister, if he's not competent, bring to the 7 levels?
There we are.
What is he going to share? It's not just reading scripture, but how does he bring to the 7 levels? Now, I can say this to you: we all know people preach the gospel, people get saved, people get healed, people get delivered, they're financially blessed. But there are levels higher that people don't talk about, or they don't, and that's not seen. So I'll give it to you. Ephesians 4, for all those people watching, verses 11. And he gave some apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers. Now, Jesus gave his gifts to the church. He said, verse 11, that he gave some apostles, some prophets, some evangelists, some pastors, some teachers. Now, this is nice because we're talking about Saipprem, South African Institute for Professional Pastors, Reverends, Evangelists and Ministers and Apostles.
Yeah.
So God has given us. Can you say Saipprem spot?
Yeah.
It's professionalizing what God has already given. This, let me say, right here is an office. You're professionalized.
And Dr. Swartz, you're reading Ephesians.
Yeah.
You're talking about a professional man.
You're talking about a professional man.
Paul.
Yeah.
He was a professional man. He had his story. He was emotionally cool, mentally cool, even financially cool.
Yeah.
He was a strong man. And I believe that's why 75%. God is using him as an example for all of us.
Yeah.
So if you say that there's a professional man, but if you look at let's just look at an architect or an engineer or an accountant. They're only equipped on that level. Financial accounting, cost accounting, and so forth. Paul goes in to show you 7 levels that the minister ought to bring them up to.
Yeah.
There is no way, if you should have a competent minister, compare them to an accountant. So we're not on the same level. I want to say that we're not on the same. The Lord is, the Holy Spirit is smart enough. There's 7 spirits. You know, in Isaiah 11 verses 2, there's 7 spirits, and one of those is knowledge and wisdom and understanding. He is the Holy Spirit. Of course, He will show us the 7 levels. So I'm going to read it to you. Verses 12 says, He's given us these. Verses 11 says, He's given us His prophets. For verses 12, for the perfecting of the saints. Right? That's the first level. For the work of the ministry. That's the second level. For the edifying of the body of Christ. Third level. So there you go, 3 levels. For the perfecting of the saints, the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Christ. Most people say, well, perfecting of the saints. That's fantastic, but when are you perfected? Jesus is perfect as I'm perfect. So some people think, it takes me so long to be perfected. Now that's what Saipprem is about. Most people don't realize there's 9 different types of perfections in the Bible. One of it is you can be perfect in your speech.
Yes.
Second, perfect in knowledge. So there's 9 levels of perfection in the Bible. So perfection is not the ultimate level. When you are saved, He does a perfect work inside of you. There's an outworking of the perfect work. Now the second level it goes on to for the work of the ministry. That's the second level. So most people in the work of the ministry, they preach, but they don't do the third part, the edifying of the body of Christ. They don't build.
What do you think is the reason for that?
There are many spiritual arguments over a man's life. And I can tell you something, why people cannot build. Self has to be dealt with.
Yeah.
I put down some things here. People they do not surrender. I tell you why. There's 3 things. They want to know themselves. This is humanism. We want to know ourselves. The world teaches you must know yourself. The world says you must accept you just as you are. They say express yourself. So people are really, they're not surrendered. There's no death in their life. The cross is not worked in their life. Now when I'm talking like this, we're talking Saipprem talk.
Yeah.
It's not the normal talk we have from the pulpit. There's not pulpit talk. There's shepherd to shepherd talk.
Yeah.
Bishop to bishop, apostle to apostle. This is governance talk. So many of the ministers are not surrendered in those areas because the world teaches know yourself. How do you know yourself? What do they say? Know your flesh, know your emotions. No, Jesus says we must know the work of the cross inside. We are new creations. Know the new creation, Lord.
Yeah.
Number 2, accept yourself. How can you accept yourself for all your faults? If you must accept yourself, all the who's in their faults. Accept the work of Jesus. Accept what the Lord has done inside.
Yeah.
To look to self, to look to the flesh is dangerous. Number 3, they teach you to express yourself. You've got views, opinions, you must express yourself. Why do you express what He says?
Yeah.
So your question, Pastor, was why do we not come to the third level, the edifying of it? Because we do not edify the body because most people feel threatened. They feel somebody's going to take my position.
Yeah.
Somebody's against me. Somebody's criticizing. Somebody's working against me. And the truth is that, you've got to be healed as a minister to heal others.
Absolutely.
You can't be afraid of the sheep.
So you're saying, Doctor, so sorry to cut you. You're saying because of that, a work hasn't been done inside of the man himself.
The work has not been done in the
So he feels insecure.
Yeah. The work has not been done in the man's life. So then they still, you see, now we go from the perfect level. The first level is the work of perfection. That work of perfection can be done. You're a saint. The Bible says you go from sinner to saint. You become a new creation. Aren't you perfect?
Yeah.
You become a new creation. All things that passed away. Aren't you perfect?
According to the word.
First level.
Yeah.
Second level, so you see, most people have not been worked in that level. Now they go from the one and they jump. So that's what God has given us a work of apostles. Now your question is that are they all pastors and are they all apostles? You cannot be a pastor if you've got one member in your church, 2 people, 3 people. You cannot be a pastor. That's not a pastor. And we're not trying to be sarcastic to the viewers or
or other ministers out there.
Yeah.
If you got a desire and maybe you were a pastor or you got a desire, but don't call yourself a pastor, you're not being ordained or authorized to be a pastor. And many people say, well, I must be authorized from heaven. I must come from heaven. No, hold on. Every office must be released on the earth through a man.
Yeah.
Even Jesus came on the scene.
Yeah.
He was released to John the Baptist.
John the Baptist. Yeah.
And he came and John the Baptist baptized, and his ministry was released.
Yeah.
John the Baptist was released through the prophet,
Yeah.
his father. You look at Moses. Moses came on the scene, but Moses he had to go to the desert. He found his father-in-law Jethro, and Jethro was a priest. He had to come to the house of God under the priestly anointing, and he was released as a priest under Jethro. By the way, he got married to Jethro's daughter. He got married into the pastoral ministry.
Yeah.
Just trying to tell. So that's answer the question where people also say, well, I'm called of heaven. I'm no man. No, hold on. Then you walk in the rebellion. You're going to walk in the rebellion, and you're going to find out that the church, you'll grow a church, and the church will grow, it will stop. Will grow, it will stop. It will break away. There are certain spiritual laws you've got to fulfill. Now, we talk from experience, Pastor. I want to say this. Our church has grown dramatically into the thousands. Yourself also, Pastor Malcolm. And so we know those things, how to deal with those arguments. And we want to help every minister that's watching today, that we want to help you. But we've got about 9 minutes left, Pastor. So let me finish this quickly. It says, till we come to the unity, verses 30, till we come to the unity in the faith. That's number 4. And the knowledge of the Son of God, that's number 5. And unto a perfect man, that's number 6. Unto the measure of the stature of fullness of Christ, number 7.
Yeah. Wow.
Now you ask me, what is the perfect man? The perfect man is not in verses 12 for the perfecting of the saints. That's different. You get perfecting of the saints and the perfect man. So they are two different works. It says for the unity of the faith. Now that's number 4. Then we come to the unity of the faith. You know, Pastor Ted, how many people struggle? How many believers struggle with other believers?
Oh.
Churches struggle with other churches.
Yeah.
Because we're not in the unity of the faith.
Of the faith. There we are.
It doesn't mean we must stand together at the same prayer meeting.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean we have the same crusade, but we the unity of the faith. The faith unifies us. So they don't realize that. They feel that, he's coming into my territory. He's going to take over. We don't mix. We can't salute each other. The unity of the faith is another process to work. Then, so one more time, I'll give you the 7. For the perfecting of the saints, number 1. The work of the ministry, number 2. For the edifying of the body of Christ, number 3. Then we come to the unity of the faith, number 4. And the knowledge of the Son of God, number 5. And to a perfect man, number 6. And then unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Christ. And he said, if this doesn't happen, verse 14 says that we the heads will be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men, the cunning craftiness whereby they lie in wait to deceive me. Yeah. That's the problem. So what happens is that we hear the gospel on TV, we accept the gospel on TV, it's a grace talk, we accept the grace talk, once saved, always saved. If there's funny some things that come on prophecy, we run for prophecy. There's a room for prophecy. What I'm saying is a room for prophecy, but your life can be run by prophecy. Yeah. You can't look to a man to run your life. Prophets has a place. You know, shockingly, Samuel was a prophet. You know, the Bible says Samuel was a prophet. 1 Samuel chapter 3, that he became a prophet, and God established every word. But do you know that you didn't find one Samuel prophesying? Interesting.
Very interesting.
Think about it.
Yeah.
You don't hear him. He comes to correct David. Yes. He comes to David and to Saul and tells Saul what is going to happen in his ministry. But you don't find a prophesying.
You say like, thus says the Lord.
Thus says the Lord.
Yeah.
You don't.
And there's a lot, thus says the Lord, going out on there.
And that's not the office. That's when those dusters. That's only the ministering of prophets. That's a ministry of prophecy.
Yeah.
Big difference. You know? So I really hope this is really hard, because this is when we talk about Saipprem.
Absolutely.
When we talk about Saipprem pastors, we are really delving with these levels of growth in the minister.
Yeah.
The 13-week program allows a minister to have to fulfill at least about 4 or 5 of these levels. The other levels of the Spirit of the Lord must do, you know, and that's why I think that's one of the prime reasons for Saipprem. You know, I think this is the 3rd week. I think this is probably the best program that we're talking about. We're talking about the Word. We're talking about what Saipprem is all about. This is why, as a viewer, as a pastor, if you're watching us, I would encourage you, maybe just look at episode 1, episode 2, and now 3, because 3 will make sense if you would watch 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Just watching this program is not enough. Saipprem, the whole ethos, the whole ideology, the whole belief behind it, the whole blessing about this program is it's too vast to have in one program. And so I would encourage you, please watch the other programs, or go to the website, look at the program 1, program 2. It's going to help you.
Yeah.
Pastor, I think we come to the end. You know, in closing, Pastor Malcolm, quickly. Pastor Malcolm, over to you just in closing.
Dr. Swartz, thank you very much for having me. I just want to say I'm learning so much, just sitting here. And I am really grateful that you have invited me to be a part of this, and to the viewers and to all the ministers and pastors. Thank you for coming and for viewing and watching with us.
Pastor Pat?
Dr. Swartz, thank you very much for sharing, the principles. Those principles, I believe those principles is going to help many ministers that are maybe struggling with questions. So thank you very much, and I believe looking forward to next week's program.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to Pastor Malcolm, Pastor Pat. You guys have been doing phenomenal work in Saipprem, really. For this couple of weeks, you've already seen him on the program. Pastor Pat is leaving. He's going to be moving across the country for the next 2 weeks and convening meetings and setting up for the conference in June. So see the dates below the screen and the venue, and phone for packages regarding the upcoming conference. And we're going to be excited. It's going to be exciting. You're going to see all. We're going to be all in Johannesburg. It's going to be powerful.
Yeah.
And I want to say to you also, the application form. Go to the website, and you'll see it on the screen. If you want to become a covenant partner with this program with Saipprem, Saipprem is growing every day. People are applying and joining Saipprem. Every day, ministers are joining. It's being pushed. It's having phenomenal favor. So across the country, I tell you. So please get involved. Get on the website, download your application form, phone the office, and we'll be glad to help you. We thank you. Thank you, viewers, for watching us. Pastor Pat, Pastor Martin, thank you once again. God bless you. And next week we carry on how to grow and succeed in your ministry. Bless you. Bye-bye.